This here is a 2018 Kawasaki side-by-side, or mule, whatever you want to call it. It's a Pro FXT, and it's pretty nice. We use it a lot. I think it has about 730 hours on it. I seen it the other day. But let's move on to the next thing. This here's the red four-wheeler, as you'll hear us call it. It's a Yamaha Timberwolf. Don't know what it is. It's probably like a 250 or something. Then we got Greg. My teacher gave me that mower. But this is our most used four-wheeler. It's showing how old it is. It needs new tires, and there's a thing right here. Your reverser, it's a piece of junk now. The throttle sticks on it. And that's about all that's really wrong with it, except it needs a good clean. And it needs new back fenders. But, yeah, other than that, it's a good four-wheeler. This is a Case International 685. This is our chore tractor, as most people would call it. But it has just over 3,000 hours on it. It's probably one of the most used tractors. It runs the tedder and a hay rake and a corn picker. But yeah, it's a good tractor. This here's our skid loader. It's an LX 565 New Holland. I love this thing. The only thing I don't like about it is it can't lift very much. I think they're rated at like 1,100 pounds. Shut up! But it's a good skid loader. Dad's had it since it had like 100 hours on it. But it has. Oh, and I guess you gotta turn it on for the hours. I think it has like 4,100 hours on it. But we got the bucket here on it right now. I'll show you the other two things. And over there setting is the door. I should probably tell you guys what I'm doing. Is there a rabbit in there? No, just birds. But we're doing an equipment tour today, as most of you guys can probably tell. But just did a couple things up at the house. Now let's get down here. Right here is a Dodge 300 dump truck. It's a farm truck. I've never seen it run in my life. Dad said, well, correct me if I'm wrong, Dad, if you watch this, but it was supposedly running when it was parked. But I like it. I think it's pretty neat. It's a neat dump truck. When we were younger, though, we busted the windows out of it. But other than that, I'd say she would still run with a carb clean and fresh gas and stuff. But right here we got a $4.99 New Holland hay bind, 12-foot cut. I like this thing a lot. We've had it 2 years now, I believe, somewhere around in there. You guys will see that running this year, mowing hay. Then right here we got a New Holland 55 hay rake. It's a bar rake. This is our best rake. Has the steel teeth. That's one of the reasons why it's the best rake. But this here normally gets pulled with the H, the 685. Ooh, excuse me, the Super C. And coming this year, the 340 will be running this some. But let's move on. Right here we got a King Cutter. I want to say 6-foot buck rake or yard rake, whatever you want to call it. What actually? No, it's a 5-foot, I think. Then here we got a fence post pounder for the front of the skid loader. Then we got, I'd say it's another King Cutter, back blade. It's probably a 7-foot, 6 or a 7-foot. But we got another one of them. There's some tires, more tires. Them tires are off my tractor. Them tires are off the H. Here we got an MTD yard machine log splitter. I love these old Briggs & Stratton engines, but this engine, I hate this thing so stinging much. It should be rebuilt. This thing, the engine's pretty much junk. I hate it. Runs good when it's running and stuff, but I don't like it. here's a tube-line bale wrapper. Let's see if I can get the model number right. It's right on the end there. TL1000R, I think is what it is. Yeah, that's what that is. We've had this 2 years, I think, too. We got it, I'm pretty sure, the same year as the Haybine. Then we got a Yamaha four-wheeler here. It's another Yamaha. This one's the blue four-wheeler, as you'll hear us call it. It don't run as good as the red four-wheeler. One, because it, well, for one, it's been in a wreck recently. Two, it don't have, I can't think of it. It don't, have suspension. And three, the electric start don't work on it. We got a pull start every time. But the wreck, my sister, she was driving onto somebody else's property, trying to show off to my cousin, and she was flying as fast as this sucker could take her. Remember, it don't have suspension. Well, she tried to jump these two big hills going right into this person's property, and on the one side there is like a 5-foot bank, and on the other side 100-foot bank. Well, somehow she got her foot wrapped around the front end. I have no clue, unless she was trying to drive with her feet or something. Midnight quit, and she went rolling down the hill with it. And that's why it's all busted up right now. Then we got a bunch of mower junk. Need to scrap most of that. Here's the Farmall Super C. This is a nice tractor. She always runs good. Oh, excuse me. Has the 2-point hitch, fast hitch. I love this little tractor. Then we got a Work Saver 3-point fertilizer spreader. I've never seen this thing being used in my life. That's because we got the Baltic one. Here's a Honda Four-Trax 300. If you ask me, the best four-wheeler ever made. I remember this thing being ran when I was younger, but then it quit running or something, and Dad parked it here. And one thing about my dad is he don't like things being touched. I asked him if I could buy it off of him to fix it up, but he said no. So, I'm looking for a Honda Four-Trax 300. I know where one's at, but the lady, she told me she didn't want to sell it right now. It was her husband's. But let's move on. Here we have a old feed grinder. I don't know what it is. It's a feed grinder. Something. Don't see no cereal plate or anything. Almost about half looks like it was homemade. But it's a feed grinder, I'll show you that. Here we got an International 1150. Yeah, and an 1150 big feed grinder. I like this feed grinder. But here I have the Farmall H. This is my favorite Farmall on the farm. I like the H. It's a big tractor. Only bad thing about it is you don't have no air in the tires or any wheel weights. So when it comes to pulling, it's not the best. Here is an International B414. It runs, but it's leaking oil right now through the filter, because we hate them filters that's on it. Okay, now let's come up here. Up there you can see a mower. Oh, excuse me. That's a Cub Cadet lawnmower. I think I've seen it a few times running. There's an old bee's nest. Other than that, here we got pallet forks for the track loader. An old log splitter that we used to always run on the Oliver. Here we got a King Cutter 5-foot brush hog, I want to say. Old axle. Here we got a King Cutter 7-foot, I believe, brush hog. Breaks quite often. I'd like to get a big Batwing brush hog. Here is a Case International 2255 front loader. This goes on the 685. It's a little bit too big for it though. If we would get one for the 685, probably like a 2200 would work good. I think is what it's on the 65 series. But this here would be, oh, I forgot I even had Midnight. Well, this here would be good for like Big Red or Little Red. Here we got I'd say it's a John Deere disc. I can see a little bit of green paint on the front. 5-foot disc, 6-foot. Who knows? I'm bad at measurements sometimes. Here we have a 3-point auger. I'd say it's a John Deere again. I've never seen it run in my life. But I believe it was used to drill the holes in the ground for the sawmill to put the beams in. That there was a long time ago. Here we got another 3-point item. This is a like crane thing or something. I don't know. It's just always been laying there for as long as I can remember. Here's an International bar rake. I hate this thing. If it was up to me, I'd cut it up in chunks and take it to a scrap pile. But thankfully, it's going to the sale this spring. It's a piece of junk. It has rubber teeth. It can't run the steel teeth. I hate this rake. Never liked it. But taking it to the sale because we got another one. Here is a plow. It's for the Super C. As you can see, it has the fast hitch. I'd say since it's for the Super C, it's an International or a Farmall, whatever you want to call it, plow. I don't know, but that's what we're running on. Here's a John Deere 2-bottom plow. A couple years ago, I ran this thing on the 414 plowing. I don't like plowing now. But here's another King Cutter back blade. It's a 7 or an 8-foot one, something like that. Then we got an old utility trailer. I've never seen this thing moved. Here is an Oliver corn picker. Wait, no, not Oliver. Why did I say Oliver? A New Idea corn picker. It's a number 323, I'm guessing. Just looked at the tag. Funny story behind this is, we were there at the guy's house. The guy gave this to us, and we had just got done airing up the tires, but we were up at his one shed talking to him, and it just sounds like a gunshot goes off. Well, this tire here blew out, so then Dad got these Farmall Cub tires and put on them. That was a pretty funny thing. Here's an old sprayer. I'm guessing it's an International. It's red. Well, actually, it's more of an orange. Unless that's just fadedness. Pull this here behind the H. Use that to spray herbicide on the corn. Let's move on. Here we got a New Holland. Midnight, come here. New Holland BR740 round baler. It's a silage special. Got this the same year as the bale wrapper, I believe, along with the hay bind. Love this new baler. It's super big. I like big things. But here's a Bobcat welder. It's a Miller welder, whatever you want to call it, generator. It can be set up for torches. Here's some junk mowers. I like that Briggs & Strand one. I think I'm going to clean the carb and see if it runs. Here's the Baltic spreader. Pull & Pro mower, that's junk. My wheel weights, my seat, that's off the big round baler. Here we got a front end to my tractor. As you can see, my tractor's in parts right now. Here's an Oliver 550 diesel. Love this thing. This here was Dad's first tractor. We've been working on it. It needed a new water pump, a new fan belt, and I'm trying to think, a new radiator hose, and this hose right here. Couldn't tell you what that hose runs to. I'd say power steering. There's the tedder arms. Midnight, quit drinking that. There's another sprayer. It has a 55-gallon barrel on it. Now that sprayer there ain't even ours. Dad borrowed it. I'm guessing he forgot to return it or something. and now he's too ashamed to take it back. But let's go into here. Here we got another lawnmower. That's our good lawnmower. And then here's my tractor. As you can see, there are literally parts everywhere. This here is an International. It's either a 54, a 55, or a 56. I think a 54. No, a 56. I can never remember this. It's a 56 International 4-row planter. And we got a Fayette Agra Heston 530 round baler. This was our old round baler. I hate this thing. I don't like it. Midnight, you're knocking junk over to my tractor. Got it all set up and bends quick, girl. Here we got a Suzuki Quad Sport 4-wheeler. Snapped it in half. You better get off my tractor stuff. Old rototiller. Bunch of other random stuff back in there. More parts. I've been working on a video for my engine here. I've been cleaning it and stuff. Recording that. Don't know if I have all the footage after what happened with my one SD card. But that should be everything in here. So let's move outside the garage and over another cow pen. Come on, Midnight. Okay, here we have a front loader. This was on my tractor. It's a heavy duty front loader. I'm actually selling that. Anybody interested? I'm asking $750 for it. I mean, it's a big, heavy front loader. Do good for someone. Oh, and my tractor, it's a International 340 utility. Here we have an International 10 flail chopper. Love this flail chopper. I think we got that for free. Here we have a John Deere forage harvester. I about said self-propelled. I don't know why. Here's a John Deere head for the other forage harvester. John Deere 35 harvester. Meyer box wagon that needs repairs done to it. A dump truck bed. I'll show you guys the repairs to this. As you can see, it broke down. This thing actually breaks down a lot. I ain't gonna lie. But it needs to be redone or something with it. But it broke down this year, so we just tore off the back to unload it. Here's our old tedder. It's now a parts tedder because it's getting to be unreliable. And here's our other wagon. It's a Dion box wagon. But this thing here needs new running gear because you can't quite see the bar that runs underneath because it's literally bent up because the back tire blew up. Eli got down in a hole and something. Here is a higher, I believe it is homemade. Here is a another fast hitch 2-bottom plow. Then some old scrap metal. Here we got a Fordson backhoe. I'd like to honestly take this thing, not rebuild it, but just take all the parts, the engine's locked up I believe, and see if it would run with all original parts. Like get unstuck and unseized and stuff, but just see if it would run. That'd be kind of cool. I should ask my dad about that. Then we got a Case 550 track loader. Love this track loader, probably the best starting thing on the farm. It's been overheating recently, and that's about all with that thing. And we got a Franklin 105 log skidder here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Good. Sunlight shining on it. Use that to pull logs off the Sugarwater Road. And I'm going to run up to Zach real quick. Well, Zach ran off. But right here is a custom built. And I know there's a brand called Custom Built. But this here is a homemade wagon. It's a feed wagon. We just put silage in it. Wheel it down here. This one's not the nice one. It comes unhooked all the time. I like the other one that has the tongue of the running gear used on it. But then, we have two of them actually. One's up at the silage pile right now. And over here, oh, excuse me, we have the bale grab for the wrap bales so that you don't puncture holes in them. And here's the forks. These things both go on the skid loader. I'd love to get a bale spear, but we've never got one. And over there, that big red thing you see, that is a Case combine. I think it's like a 550, but we have two of them actually. One's over at Eddie's, and they're both scrap right now. But then we did have a John Deere one, but the John Deere one, we were gonna go into the business for hogs. Right there's the hog shed Dad was building. Well, the John Deere one got sold to a guy on the road. And he made a playhouse out of it. It's actually really cool. The motor's still in there and everything. You just put a slide out the back and stuff. Yeah, that there's cool. Let's go up top. Here we have another disc for sale. Zach, he was we're talking about coronavirus there. He's going to feed the sheep. But here we got another wagon here. Don't know why he did that right there. But this is a nice wagon. I like this one because it has the actual tongue on it. That's the other feed wagon. But me and Zach, we were there. I'm talking about coronavirus and crap. I hate that stuff. Gotta wear a mask all day in school and it just stinking sucks. In the video hauling hay, this here's what me and William were driving. 1466 International. And we're gonna start spreading manure with that. I'll film that. But here is a New Holland 791 manure spreader. Yeah, 791. Don't know how many cubic bushels it is. Probably like 280, I think. Then here is our new hay rake. New Holland 55. And this thing, it's the exact same rake. Looks a little bit nicer than our rake. Has some rubber teeth on, but we're going to replace all them. Can't wait to use this thing. And this one has a jack. The New Holland one don't. I hate that thing. Then we got a Corn Pro 16-foot trailer. And don't bash me about it. I think it's a 16-foot. Then we got a Paquia trailer. It's a flatbed trailer. We haul stuff around on it. We got log things for it to haul logs if we want to. We can haul equipment around, and we use this to haul bales. But I got a question for you guys. I call it Paquia. Dad says that's Peckway. Which one do you guys think it is, or which one is it? And then here's like a Fireburst or something spreader, a Starburst, Galfer, 2-star, Tedder. I like this thing a whole lot better than the other one. I don't know what the other one was. Here's a New Holland 489. Yeah, 489 9-foot cut. Needs something in it. I'm not even sure what this thing needs done to it. But we could run this. Well, we could run 2 hay binds if we really wanted to. But why not just run the one? I mean, we keep up just fine. And we'd have to unhook a tractor and hook it back up. So we just run one. Here we got a hay wagon. We were pulling this in the hauling hay video with Big Red. The 1466 is Big Red. I'll show you Little Red here in a little bit. And the other wagon you guys seen, the 685, was pulling that. The reason why I showed a video of us driving past it, no hay on, is because Eli blew up the back tire on it. Eli has a way with blowing up back tires. Then right here is our bale spear for the 3-point hitch. But as you guys can probably tell, it's had its better day. Right there's marks from the brush hog. That spike there is cut clean off. That one's cut clean off. And that one ain't even harmed. But the thing was, whenever Dad hit it, I don't know how he didn't, but it was setting like this. How didn't he run the tractor tire? Well, run one of them through the tractor tire, or through the radiator, the oil pan, the engine, something, the transmission, before he tore this sucker to crap with the big King Cutter brush hog. And then we do have a bale mover that's setting up there. I think it's setting right behind the hay rake or something. All it is, it's basically forks with a little spear on the end. I'm gonna see if I can see it. Oh yeah, I can see it. It's right there beside the manure spreader. You guys might be able to see it. Hey, Midnight. And then we got this thing right here. Don't know what it is. It's for the 3-point. Just some random thing. Probably a drag or something. But yeah, there's that. It's been there for as long as I can remember. I'm gonna show you guys this big old buck. This here's the buck my brother killed. It's a 9-point. Right there. Right there's the head of it. That is the nicest stinking buck I think I've ever seen killed on our farm. First buck, 9-point. Humongous body. I mean, absolutely huge. But right there that is. This here's our other forage harvester. It's another John Deere. Don't know what the model number is or anything. Have to look for the serial tag on it. It has a 2-row corn head on it right now. But it ate a chain. Midnight, come here. Midnight, come here. And is this dog napping? Huh, Milo? Am I dog napping you? Right over here is a bunch of our tillage equipment. Let's start with this John Deere disc. And some of you guys won't like me for saying this. I don't like John Deere's. John Deere's, they are not as durable as other brands. And I still don't think they make anything durable. Especially with everything being computerized. But I would never buy, especially a tractor, John Deere. But wouldn't buy a whole bunch of John Deere stuff. Here's a John Deere disc, probably 10 foot, 12 foot, something like that. Piece of garbage. It's super light. It has a flat tire, but who needs tires when you're discing? They're up anyways. Right here's a big heavy duty set of discs. This here's an Athens 14-foot disc. Oh, this thing's great. I mean, we can make it even heavier. This disc, wow, that sucker's nice. That's a nice disc. We got a International 544 or something like that. 710 plow. This is our main plow. We have a bunch of plows. And that's the nice one. And we got a hire. No clue what this is. I would love to get a trailed hire, a big heavy duty one. That one there works for fine. And we got a, oh, I know why I said 544 plow for the International. Because this here is a Oliver 588. And this is a 5-bottom plow. This thing here needs some work. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the 1466 should be able to pull a 6-bottom plow. This is a 5-bottom, and it struggles pretty much. But then again, the springs are worn on and it don't flip up like it should. And this plow's heavy, I will say that. And one thing about this plow over that plow, this one's so much longer and it takes up more space because like the blades, they're spaced down a little bit more, if you know what I mean. Like there's more space in between each of them. And I don't know if I'm going to show you guys the 766. It just looks like Big Red, but faded a little bit, in a smaller manure spreader firewood wagon. Because For one, I can't take Midnight up there or else Gemma will have a panic attack or whatever she does. Here, bawling right now. She gets like that and she tries to bite her and stuff, and then Midnight, who's the nicest dog on earth, shows teeth and growls. Why can't Gemma just be like Milo and Midnight? And then we do have a D3 bulldozer that's down in there, down working on the Sugarwater Road. But I ain't gonna walk all the way down for that because I am tired and I need to go back and do homework. Oh, and one bulldozer, not bulldozer, combine. I don't know if you guys can see the fields clean out there, but right at the tip of my finger, actually on the camera, it's right there, that light spot, that's where the other one's at. I'll show you that sometime. Things I would like to upgrade. I will talk with you guys about that as soon as I get back home. Okay, things we need to upgrade. First of all, pickup truck. We need at least well, it's probably going to be a Ford for one, but we need at least a 250. I'd like a 350 dually. That'd be nice for on the farm. Right here's a 1466, same as Big Red. We need duals so that we don't get stuck in the mud. We need silage wagons. All of our silage wagons are, their age is showing. And I don't have a seed drill, but we also do need a seed drill. I like how I'm shining a flashlight and I just don't turn on the lights. But yeah, them are the things we need to upgrade on the farm. The truck, it's showing its age and its mileage and stuff. And we need to get a new one here soon. We could do a few more years with silage wagons and stuff, but we need to just upgrade. And we need duals. You seen how big that disc was, that Athens 14-foot disc? Basically, that thing's heavy. It's a heavy-duty disc, and it gets stuck in the mud with Big Red a lot. So duals would just make everything easier. But that's all we need for on the farm.